A warm welcome to all the viewers. In this session, I will be discussing about the different types of data, which is extremely important and useful to know for all the researchers, especially for all the beginners out there. In case you want to step into the world of research, the first thing which you need to know is what is research, how to conduct research, that is research methodology. And when you are acquainted with what is research and what is research methodology, the procedure for executing a research, then you go into knowing the types of data. Unless you know the types of data, you cannot go ahead and start collecting the data because it's important that you know how to analyze that data later on. Depending on a particular type of data, you later decide upon the statistical technique which should be applied to analyze their data. So let us start. This is the basic classification chart of data, wherein we can classify the data based on source, which is primary or secondary data. Primary means the data which you collect as a researcher on your own by going out into the field, carrying the survey questionnaires with you, doing an interview, doing a observational study. In that case, you yourself collect the data, which is known as primary data. In case you are having the data which has been previously collected by any of the researchers, scholars, or academicians, or governmental institutes, you can take their permission and use their data for your study. You can also obtain secondary data from already published articles, books, journals. So the data which you got from these secondary sources can be used in your study without the need of you going out and collecting the data for yourself. Say the statistical institutes, say the research organizations, seek their permission, take the data from them and analyze it. Next is the classification based on nature, the nature of data. Here we can classify it on the basis of qualitative data and quantitative data. Qualitative means the data does not involve numbers, say nominal or categorical data. Example is gender over here or color preference. So in gender, we have two categories, male and female. We cannot say male is better than female or vice versa. So we cannot make a comparison on that ground. And again, the numbers which are coded for male and female are just for reference. We cannot take out the mean of this data because this is categorical in nature. Next is ordinal data, which is in a particular order, say the educational level, wherein we can say post graduation is a level ahead of undergraduate students. And similarly, we can have income levels. So they are in a particular order. That is known as ordinal data. Next, we come to quantitative data, wherein we classify it into discrete, which are whole numbers, which tell us the frequency of an event. They are not in fractions, they are whole numbers. So, say we want to count how many cars are there in the parking, or how many times you visited this place. In case you are asking how many times you visited this place, there will be a number involved, which is the category of discrete data. Then we have the continuous data, under which we have the interval and the ratio. Now it is important to understand that in interval data, we do not have a true zero, also known as absolute zero. That means although the intervals between two measurements are equal, but there is an absence of true zero. The best example is the temperature scale for interval type of data. For example, if I say 0 degree centigrade or 0 degree Fahrenheit, does it mean that there is no temperature? No. It means that yes, there is a temperature which is 0 degree centigrade. It has meaning, it has sense attached to that. This type of data is known as interval data. And the distance between 0 to 1 degree, 1 degree to 2 degree, 2 degree to 3 degree remains the same. That is why it is known as interval data. When I talk about ratio data, there is a absolute zero, the presence of true zero, which means that if I say the weight of a certain thing is 0 kilograms or 0 pounds, that means there is no weight at all. So this is absolute zero. So we can give an example of height, which is measured in feet and inches. Example of weight. Herein, we have an absolute zero, which signifies that there is the absence of that measured quantity. But there's an equal interval between two readings. Say between 1 kilogram to 2 kilogram, there's a distance of 1 kg. Again, from 2 kg to 3 kg, there's a difference of 1 kg. So that's how you can understand and remember forever that what kind of data will you be taking in? Will you be putting it in the form of a questionnaire? So when you devise a questionnaire, it is important to devise the questionnaire based upon the type of data which you want to collect. The questions are based upon the type of data you want to collect. Unless they are based on type of data which you want to collect, later on it will be difficult for you to analyze them because the statistical analysis depends a lot on the type of data. So that is all for now. Hope you learned a lot and you will definitely share it with your friends and faculty colleagues. See you next time with some more informative content. Thanks a lot.